What's going on YouTube? It is Triple Crown 24 here, and you are watching Canadian Cards.
What's going on, guys? Mike here from Canadian Cards. Today is February 17th, Monday. Today is actually a holiday in most provinces throughout Canada. It's called Family Day. And basically what you do is the premise is to be with your family and hang out and do some activities and what have you. We found over the years that there's so much going on that it's near impossible trying to plan an outing or go somewhere. So my family decided yesterday to have a bowling tournament. So we went 10-pin bowling, had a great time, had a few drinks, had some dinner. It was my kids, their boyfriends, and girlfriends. We just had a blast. So we did that yesterday on Sunday. Today there was a card show. There's a card show locally, probably a couple miles from my place, that happens every provincial holiday that I attended. It was packed. It was it almost seemed, I heard some of the dealers complaining that the guy who runs the show just like crammed too many dealers in there. It was tough to walk down aisles. Like literally, if you stopped to look at something, you're probably holding people up from passing by. So it was pretty uncomfortable. Again, mostly hockey. I did see one guy who had a lot of vintage baseball. He actually had some nice stuff. Thought his prices were a little high. That's probably because it's tough to see up here, so he can command $1. Fortunately, I think the prices on eBay are a little better. I also was fortunate enough to hang out with JT, who's Triple Crown 24. JT does a show in Troy, Michigan. This past weekend, it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He was set up on Friday, Saturday only. And I thought, we had been I kept talking about possibly, catching up with him at one of the shows, and told him, if you ever get into Michigan, let me know. And I'd meet up with him. So I made the 3-hour journey. I wanted to chronicle my day, the drive and highlights of what people were selling. And to be quite honest with you, I got caught up in the show. I spent some time, quite a bit of time hanging out, getting to know JT better. He's a great guy, just a fantastic young mind. Really knows the hobby well. Guess that's why they nicknamed him the Apprentice, because he's the real deal. And the thing is too, he's a good person too. And so we spent a lot of time. And again, when I come to these shows in the US, I'm pretty overwhelmed by the amount of baseball. So I only bought one card, but it was a beauty. And had some discussion with JT and about it, and he thought it was well worth it, so I grabbed it. But I didn't get any footage. I got one shot at the end of the show. It was wrapping up, and I kind of did a scan of the room and caught JT, and I'm not even going to put it in there because it's just fodder. It doesn't help the optics of the show. I presented a little video before I left at 6 in the morning and filmed a little bit on the road. But then once I got to the show, my camera just went away. So, but anyways, I did pick up a couple of sets at the show today, and I picked up one card. So what I'm going to do is I'll do the sets in another video because they're both in binders. But what I'll do is I'll flip the camera around, show you my one card pickup from the show in Troy, Michigan, and I'll show that off, and then I'll do the sets in another video, okay? Stick around, I'll flip the camera around. Okay guys, so here's my only pickup from the show in Troy, Michigan. I say only, but just a stunning card, 1959 Topps Hank Aaron. I was hoping to find some T206 cards there. There was maybe 4 or 5. One was authentic and just beat to you know what, and the guy wanted $30, and I was just like, no, like it didn't even present well. It was awful. And there was another guy who had like 3 raw ones, but his asking price was a little much. So the dealer beside us, his name is Jack, and Jack is a retired Detroit homicide detective, and now he just does card shows once a month, and just a pleasure to speak with. Talked a little politics, U.S. politics, Canadian politics. He knew quite a bit about it because being in Michigan, they pick up a lot of our news feeds on TV and stuff. So yeah, picked up this 1959 Topps Hank Aaron in a PSA 6. You know, JT and I looked at this and we just think, you know, the registration's great. It's a great overall card. Centering's great. Not, you know, when you look at it, like 6, I don't know. I mean, it was great that I paid a 6 price for it. Actually, I got a better deal than a 6 price, but you know, the centering's not as great top to bottom, and that probably has something to do with it. But at the end of the day, still a fantastic pickup and a fantastic card. I'm uncertain whether I want to complete this 59 set. I do have probably 350 to 400 of commons and semi-stars. I still need a lot of the big hitters, but you know, like I told JT, if he's going to continue to do the show, you know, once a month, it might be worth the journey to go down there and make a day of it and hang with him and maybe work on the 59 set. Who knows? But there you have it, folks. 59 Topps Hank Aaron PSA 6. Thanks for checking it out. Have a great week.